stuff.
Yes?
You seem to know a great many
We
people.
did that, didn't we?
I have made friends, and on occasion enemies.
You seem to know...
I met her a long time ago. I'd just returned. She was the Antivan ambassador at the time, you see.
Maybe we missed
The
this
ball
one.
was... alright. Too many politicians. At midnight, Josie and I left to find a real party. We've been friends ever since.
What do you consider a real party?
It's not a real party until someone's small clothes are pinned to a chantry board. And that's all I'm saying about it.
We can continue this conversation later.
You know where I am.
Yeah. I would love to attend one of those parties. Yes. Sounds charming.
It's good you've returned. We heard of your encounter.
You heard?
My agents in a city sent word ahead, of course.
It's a shame the Templars have abandoned their senses, as well as the capital.
We had to do something, and now we have an opportunity.
Yes, and we have the opening we need to approach the Templars and the mages.
Do we? Lord Seeker Lucius is not the man I remember.
True, he has taken the orders somewhere, but to do what? My reports have been very odd.
We must look into it. I'm certain not everyone in the Order will support the Lord Seeker.
Or the Herald could simply go to meet the mages in Redcliffe instead.
You think the Mage Rebellion is more united? It could be 10 times worse.
Or you could stop bickering and make a decision.
I agree.
We shouldn't discount Redcliffe. The mages may be worth the risk.
They are powerful, Ambassador, but more desperate than you realize.
Star Wonder says, how do you search for a YouTube video from Coh's channel? The best way is generally to search for the name of the game and then space CohCarnage on Google, and that'll give you, if you find any episode of a game on YouTube, in the description is going to be a link to the playlist, and then you can go to the beginning. Or there's a mod command in the channel as well. So if you have like the name of the game you're looking for, let's say you're looking for Raft, if you do find playlist, and then the name, it'll link you directly to the thing as well. So you can also use that command if you're looking for a specific game. Finally, if you go to ko.tv/played, that is a list of every single game I've played on Twitch. And if there is a YouTube available for it, there's a link there as well. And it's easily searchable too. So, yep. Also in Played, you can also get linked to our very cool VOD chat system, which, are you ready for this? Is most of my YouTube videos with chat running beside it that happened during the video. So you can actually watch my YouTube and you can see all the people that chat and what they said during the video, which is pretty awesome. And that's vodchat.coalition.com. That's one of our custom systems. So if you ever want to do that, you can do that as well. There's a cooldown on the commands. So find playlist Dragon Age Origins will link you right there. Awesome. All right. Fantastic. Let's do it.
You think the invitation could be some kind of trap?
If some among the rebel mages were responsible for what happened at the Conclave.
The same could be said about the Templars.
True enough. Right now, I'm not certain we have enough influence to approach the Order safely.
Then the Inquisition needs agents in more places. That's something you can help with.
In the meantime, we should consider other options.
Any plans to play more Outriders? Not really. I was
There is one other matter.
little disappointed
Several
with the DLC.
months ago, the Grey Wardens of Ferelden vanished. I sent word to those in Orlais, but they have also disappeared. Ordinarily, I wouldn't even consider the idea they're involved in all this, but the timing is curious.
That does sound odd. I agree.
The others have disregarded my suspicion, but I cannot ignore it. 2 days ago, my agents in the hinterlands heard news of a Grey Warden by the name of Blackwall. If you have the opportunity, please seek him out.
Yes. Okay.
Perhaps he can put my mind at ease.
And if he can't?
Blackwall's a great tank,
Then there
isn't
may
he?
be more going on than we thought.
Yeah, Blackwall's a bro. He's a total dude. All right. Cool. What's this over here? Rem?
Excuse me. I've got a message for the Inquisition, but I'm having a hard time getting anyone to talk to me.
Hi.
Who are you, soldier?
Cremisius Aclasi with the Bulls Chargers Mercenary Company. We mostly work out of Orlais and Navarra. We've got word of some Tevinter mercenaries gathering out on the Storm Coast. My company commander, Iron Bull, offers the information free of charge. If you'd
My
like
boy
to see what
Freddy.
the Bulls Chargers can do for the Inquisition, meet us there and watch us work.
What can your Bull's Chargers offer the Inquisition?
We're loyal, we're tough, and we don't break contracts. Ask around Val Royeaux. We've got references.
What should I know about your commander?
Let's ride the
Iron
bull.
He's one of those Qunari, the big guys with the horns. He leads from the front. He pays well, and he's a lot smarter than the last bastard I worked for. Best of all, he's professional. We accept contracts with whoever makes the first real offer. You're the first time he's gone out of his way to pick a side.
Why did your commander send us this information?
Iron Bull wants to work for the Inquisition. He thinks you're doing good work.
Hey, Aaron de Baron. Real quick, good opportunity real fast to show you guys this, as somebody just asked. He just said, could a mod please PM me when you have the time? Check this out. If you scroll down, we have this cool thing called the Coalition application. There's lots and lots of great stuff in this app, including latest news. All the commands in the title are on out. We've got pools, clans, token stores, all that kind of stuff. But here's the button I'm telling you about. If you do call a mod, you can actually put a message in here, and this will go into a queue for my mod team. And whenever one is available to answer you, which sometimes takes a little bit of time, they will respond directly to here. So, like a bat phone for the mods. It's pretty cool. If you ever need to talk to a mod directly, you can go in the Coalition app and do that there. We welcome the help.
I look forward to meeting this Iron Bull.
We're the best you'll find. Come to the Storm Coast and you can see us in action.
Can I use the mod chat to remind them that they are cute?
Even the Templars
Yes.
are...
When there was no sky, Maker, you were the sky. When there was no earth, you were the earth. When there was nothing, you were everything.
I have
Can you
heard
attempt to flirt with the mods?
Mistress
Only with their
Lavelle,
permission.
Do you have a
Check with them
moment?
first. But if they give it to you, go crazy. Yeah, for sure.
All men are the work of our makers.
You had a wonderful appearance in
From the
Cyberpunk.
lowest
Thank you.
slaves
I'm glad
to
you
the
liked it.
highest kings.
Thank you very much. I think we're ready to just go to the war room.
Bring harm without provocation to the least of his children are hated and accursed
Though you
by
had
the
granted
Oh, where's
me
Vivienne?
power over the very Fade itself,
Ah, here we go.
though they sang hymns.
I met an elven mage earlier. Solus, I believe he was called. I admit I was surprised. I didn't expect to find mages among the Inquisition. Tell me, why were you at the Divine Conclave?
Holy shit. So we haven't been like fully informed about the Conclave and the history behind what was happening. I'm pretty sure at the Conclave, that was a meeting between the mages and the Templars to basically discuss their future, essentially, right? But at that point, that's when all of the shit hit the fan and a third party intervened and created the rifts and stuff. And now everyone's just super pissed off at each other. And now we need to bring everyone back on the same page, essentially. I'm gonna go with 4.
The war benefits no one. It must end, and order must be restored.
If only the rebels saw things so clearly. Justinia's death has shattered the balance of power in Thedas. If it is not restored quickly, countless lives will be lost. Mages, Templars, innocent people of all kinds now look to the Inquisition to decide their fate.
I'll try not to let them down.
Failure is a luxury we cannot afford, my dear. For almost 1,000 years, the world believed it was in the hands of the Maker. And now many believe you are the agent of his will. Whatever the truth is, that belief gives you power.
Not 3, not 6. Probably 4 again. Although she may like 1. Let's do 1.
Nobody should claim to know the will of the Maker. Not me, and not the Chantry.
Perhaps nobody should. But if no one leads
Yeah.
the way, many will be left behind in darkness.
Yeah.
I've stolen enough of your time, my dear. Don't let me keep you. Yes?
I wanted to ask you about the Circle of Magi.
Of course. What do you wish to know?
If the Circle disbanded, how can you still belong to it?
The Circle is an idea, my dear. And an idea cannot be dissolved. Many of the first enchanters voted for rebellion, caring little that anything short of a unanimous decision would pit mage against mage. Rather than dissolving it, Grand Enchanter Fiona's vote split the Circle in 2. The rebels follow her, the loyalists follow me.
Ah.
If you led all the Loyalists, why are you only First Enchanter and not Grand Enchanter?
Grand Enchanters are elected, and since there are no First Enchanters besides myself, no vote can be held. I could name myself Grand Enchanter, but the title holds no meaning now. When the circles are restored, that will change.
What was it like to live in a circle?
My dear, your question is the root of all problems with mages. I cannot tell you. Every circle was different. Their Templars were different, their politics unique. And every person within each tower had an experience of circle life unique to themselves. Some people suffered and some were content. Some were cruel, some compassionate, and some indifferent. The same is true of people everywhere, in all circumstances, whether they are mages or not.
So tell me about your personal experience with the Circle.
I enjoyed life in the Montsimard Circle, my dear. It was an edifice devoted to knowledge and refinement. And mages need the company of other mages. No one else can truly understand the challenges we face,
Yeah, she had it
nor
good,
see
from
the
the sounds
world
of it.
as we do.
You must have been under constant supervision, being forced by Templars to live in the tower. Was that hard to endure?
My dear, I have a suite in the palace and a wing at my dear Duke Bastien's estate. I've never been forced to live anywhere. Most circles allowed mages to live away from the tower, either on their own or in service to the nobility. All that was required was permission from the first enchanter. Some circles were harsher in their restrictions. Kirkwall was the worst, but it was the exception. Most were quite permissive. Perhaps too permissive, in retrospect.
How did we come to this state with the Circles in revolt?
A failure of perspective that infected Circle leadership. Mages lived solely in a world of Templars and mages. They could not even imagine what was beyond the tower walls.
Hey, Blue Star.
Kirkwall gave the world a reason to remember its fear of magic. A mage killed hundreds with a snap of their fingers. Across Thedas, a new tangible fear of magic grew. Commoners and nobles alike called out to the Chantry for protection. But the malcontents in the towers thought nothing of this. They cared only for themselves and for their anger at the new Templar restrictions. When a mage attempted to assassinate Divine Justinia, again, the mages protested the investigation. The leadership chose to vote on independence based on the intolerable conditions imposed by the Templars. sparing no thought to the fact that magic was more feared in the aftermath of these attacks than it had been since Tevinter's day. So long as they had their freedom, they could care little for riots, angry mobs, or about pitting mages against each other.
Are you familiar with Grand Enchanter Fiona?
This is so much good lore.
We've met. Before her horrendously ill-timed and selfish vote for independence, I thought her adequate at her job. In her dotage, she could not handle looking after the well-being of so many people. We would have done better to replace her years ago, to let her spend time gardening.
Well, how do you really feel?
Did they have cause to rebel?
In the aftermath of their terrorist attacks? Was that really the most opportune time to break away? By all means, protest abuses by the Templars.
Yeah, that's really...
Just don't do it in a way that says mages support wholesale murder. By voting when they did, my colleagues all but declared war upon the ordinary people of Thedas.
Looking at it from a top-down perspective,
we are outnumbered
that really was just incredibly stupid to do. It's wild. Like, the timing of that is crazy.
I thought the fighting was only between mages and Templars.
What were they
Why are
expecting to
mages
happen?
fighting mages?
The vote for independence was carried by only a small margin, but Fiona chose to let the motion stand. Those who opposed a rash declaration of war against the entire free world had little choice. By breaking from the Chantry when they did, the rebels declared themselves in support of mass murder. Anyone who did not wish to support terrorism and the slaughter of innocents was forced to take arms against the rebels.
I mean, think about it from the perspectives of the Templars that are fighting them, like especially in Hinterlands. Like they were saying that like a bunch of Templars stayed behind to fight the mages even when the main people pulled out. I mean, they have to feel like they're doing the right thing by doing that. Especially with how the mages position themselves. That makes a lot more sense. I feel kind of bad for killing so many Templars there now. I always thought Ko was bald. I know, I did too. Crazy. I think we're all done with her. Any chance we might? I think we're good.
I'd like to know more about...
Whatever would you like to know?
We'll do these two and then we'll be done.
Your accent's not Orlesian. Where exactly are you from?
I am from the Circle, my dear. One's country of origin rarely matters there. But if you
yeah,
must
we're
know,
with
I
Solus
was born in Wycombe in the Free Marches. I was sent to the Ostwick Circle, but I transferred to Montsemau
Ko is
while
spiritually
still
bald.
an apprentice.
There you go.
I'm curious how a circle mage winds up a courtier.
Nobody winds up at court, my dear. It takes a great deal of effort to arrive there.
That's fair.
I caught the eye of Duke Bastien de Ghislaine, an advantageous connection that opened many doors. When the position of Enchanter to the Imperial Court became vacant, I was able to secure it.
You're married to the Duke de Ghislaine?
Of course not, my dear. Don't be ridiculous. Marriage is the business of alliance and inheritance. I'm Bastien's mistress.
Oh, what's his wife think?
And what does the Duchess de Ghislaine think of this arrangement?
We got along quite well. Duchess Nicoline and I used to host musical salons together. She was a great patron of the arts. She passed away from a fever a few years ago, the poor dear.
What duties does a court enchanter have?
I am tasked with providing assistance to the Empress on arcane matters. Most of my predecessors restricted this to lighting lamps and doing parlor tricks. In such troubled times as these, however, I provide political advice to Her Majesty on the subject of the Mage Rebellion.
My man, Hellfire, if talking to long-winded NPCs is not your jam, it's probably not the playthrough for you, my dude. Save it.
Yes?
Any chance we might...
Do you think that you and I might someday...
I don't see how that benefits me in the slightest, my dear.
Wow. Oof. Oof.
Thank you for all that you are doing to her.
Mistress Lavelle, do you have a moment?
Wait, me? What's up?
Did you need something, Ambassador?
Yes. Not precisely, but I should like to know if anyone here has treated you unkindly, Herald, for being an elf.
That's fine.
I can deal with a few whispers and sideways looks.
I shall speak with the staff regarding such conduct. If we're to convince the world that Andraste's herald is an elf, the Inquisition must give you its utmost support. Stories of wild Dalish elves have grown even more outrageous as people learn of you.
How have the rumors gotten worse?
I would prefer not to repeat them.
Give me something.
Stealing children, selling peasants to slavers, burning down villages, using infants for blood magic.
But I
Those
do
are
all
the
these
stories
things.
about your fellow Dalish. I won't repeat what they've said about you.
Oh.
Why not claim the Dalish can steal your breath or turn into dragons while they're at it? Now that I've said that out loud, someone probably has.
Very likely. I will see what the Inquisition can do to contain the slander. It may help if I know more about how you and your clan lived.
Getting up before dawn to fish, constantly mending wagons and tents, spending days on the hunt. I still can't believe city dwellers have food delivered straight to their doorsteps.
Really? I never considered it extraordinary. Haven is so far away from home. You must miss the people of your clan.
If I'd stayed, I'd be traveling with the clan for the rest of my days. I wanted my own life.
If I have learned one thing, it's that our lives are never entirely our own. Whether you're with them or not, being the clan of the Herald of Andraste will mark them in history.
Elves and fame tend to go poorly together. I hope my clan doesn't suffer for it.
We can make inquiries as to how they fare if it worries you. Perhaps the Inquisition could lend a hand.
Interesting.
When there was no sky, Maker, you were the sky. When there was no earth, you were the earth.
Oh, speak to Sarah in the tavern. Okay, we will. Truth or Dare, the Imperial Court. All right, let's see. Results. Oh, here we go. Rewards. All advisors. Oh. Unlocks War Table Operation Truth or Dare Lake Celestine after completing either in Hushed Whispers or Champion of the Justs. So it doesn't really matter what we do. Okay. Okay. The Chantry remains. All advisors, if successful, 30 influence unlocks war table. Oh, dude, there's a fail state. Interesting. So how do we know if it... How does it take the... Does it roll a chance or something? How does that work? Josephine. Diplomacy won the day. Okay, cool. Great. Okay. Inquisition needs bees?
Nani?
What? Not the bees. Rewards. Results all advisors. We've received weapon plans and located an apiary to supply us. When the idea was presented, the beekeeper tinted his fingers and sneered, "Of course. Quite disturbing. Jar of bee grenades recipes. Sarah approves." Okay, that's amazing. Wow. Okay. Finally, the Cult of Andraste. It sounds like it could be important. Rewards. Both advisors. Life ward amulets and unlocks operations. We pick... Oh, okay, so it doesn't matter. And then it unlocks a new one, too. Okay. Great. All right. I think we're good here. But before we go, let's go talk to Sarah. And is the next big main story to visit... Contact the Templars. We need one more power for that. Or travel to Redcliffe and make contact with the mages. So I guess we'll do the mages first.
Come to me, child, and I shall embrace you. In my arms lies Ithaca.
And actually, what we're first going to do is probably go get Blackwall. Is Sarah, is she in here?
So, this is it, huh? Oh, no, it's fine, yeah? It's just, I thought it'd be bigger. That would have been hilarious if you were a man, right? Wasted. Anyway, stopping wars should earn more sovereigns than this. Need things back to normal for coins to be flowing again. Another reason the Templars and mages need to be sat down.
It's not just a war between those two.
Well, sure, the sky has a hole in it, but I can't put an arrow in that. Well, I have. Doesn't come down. That's weird. And that's the point, right? It's weird and right there, but they still want to punch each other. They're too busy to look up where the real questions are.
That's why we're here. To help guide everyone back from the brink.
The religious ones tell you that. That's important, right? But don't make it all about that. Seems like believing too hard is what got everyone here. And here is stupid and smells of horse. Really? What everyone needs is to get everything back to normal and proper and profitable. Sound good to you, all-touched Lady Herald?
Oh my.
I think I'll enjoy having you around, Sarah. I hope you'll feel the same.
Kinda. Suppose. Maybe. See you, Herald. Herald. I have to do something about that.
Oh my. Oh no, we're gonna be with Solus. Solus is the romance option because we want to because that gives the most lore. But that doesn't mean we can't flirt around a little bit, right?